Have you ever wondered if there's one single thing, one root cause that sits beneath all the chronic diseases we face as we get older? What if I told you there is? And that understanding, it could change everything. Forget what you've been told about simply managing symptoms, because today we're going on a journey to the very source. For decades, medicine has focused on labeling the end-stage symptom, like type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, and treating it with a medication. And while that can be life-saving, it often ignores the years-long process that led to the disease in the first place. This can lead to a cycle of more medications to treat the side effects of the first ones, a situation called polypharmacy that many of us are all too familiar with. But what if we looked deeper? What if we acknowledged a fundamental truth? Our ancient biology, the very genes that have guided humanity for millennia, are now living in a world they were never designed for. Our environment has changed at lightning speed, but our genes have not. This mismatch is the true root cause we're here to discuss. That's what we're going to do today. We are going to unpack a series of powerful, practical strategies to help you reset your body by closing the gap between your genetics and your environment. We'll start with some foundational habits and build our way up step by step to the single most important revelation at the very end of this video. You absolutely must stay for this final piece of the puzzle, because it is the one thing that, more than anything else, has the power to address that number one root cause of nearly all chronic disease. So if you're ready to start this journey, please take a moment to subscribe and join our community. Your presence here helps us reach more people who need to hear this message. And just a quick important reminder, all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or your healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise, or health regimen. Our goal here is empowerment through knowledge so you can have informed, productive conversations with them. All right, let's begin. Our journey starts not with food, not with exercise, but with the world around you. Let's call this essential habit number 6, creating your personal sanctuary. Think about it. Our ancestors lived in a world of natural materials and fresh air. Today, we are surrounded by a chemical soup they could never have imagined. It's in our water, our air, and even the products we put on our skin. My own genetic testing showed me that my body's detoxification enzymes are not well equipped for this modern chemical load. It means if I'm not careful, these toxins build up faster in my system than in someone else's. And perhaps it's the same for you. The challenge we face is that this toxic load acts like a constant, low-grade stressor on our cells, contributing to inflammation and disrupting our hormones. So, how do we fight back? It's not about living in a sterile bubble. It's about controlling your immediate environment. To make this concept clear, let's use an analogy. Imagine your body as a pristine, beautiful lake. For thousands of years, only clean rainwater and fresh streams flowed into it. The effective approach involves a series of simple, powerful swaps. Start with your water. The majority of these forever chemicals enter our bodies through our water supply. Installing a quality water filter for your drinking water, and even a filter for your shower, can dramatically reduce your exposure. Then look at your cookware. Non-stick coatings can release chemicals into your food. Switching to stainless steel, cast iron, or glass is a fantastic one-time fix. Finally, become a detective with your personal care products. If the label lists fragrance or parfum, it can be a Trojan horse for dozens of undisclosed chemicals. Opt for fragrance-free lotions, soaps, and hair products. Each small change you make is one less toxic pipe flowing into your personal lake. Now that's our foundation for a cleaner environment. But to truly reset the body, we need to re-engage with the natural world in a very specific way. This brings us to key strategy number 5, reconnecting with the earth. We live in sterilized environments. We use hand sanitizer. We buy pasteurized foods, and many of us, especially as we get older, spend less time outdoors. A fascinating study on Amish children who grow up on farms exposed to a rich variety of microbes in the soil and farm dust found their immune systems to be incredibly robust and resilient compared to children raised in more sterile urban environments. This happens because our immune system isn't static, it requires training. Our hyper-clean world, however, deprives our immune system of this essential training ground. This can lead to an immune system that is bored, confused, and can sometimes even turn on itself, which is the basis of autoimmune diseases, something that was virtually unheard of 75 years ago. The way to think about this is to imagine your immune system is like a young, brilliant watchdog. In the world of our ancestors, that watchdog was constantly being trained. It learned to recognize the mailman, friendly bacteria, the neighbor's cat, harmless pollen, and the actual burglar, a dangerous virus. It was sharp, effective, and knew what to attack and what to ignore. But in our modern, sterile world, that watchdog is kept locked inside a quiet, empty house all day. It has no training. It gets anxious and jumpy. Consequently, when the doorbell finally rings, it doesn't know how to react and might just attack the friendly visitor out of confusion and fear. This is our imbalanced immune system, overreacting to things like gluten or pollen. Therefore, our goal is to gently and safely retrain our watchdog. The beneficial action is beautifully simple. Get your hands dirty. Gardening is one of the most powerful things you can do. The soil is teeming with a diverse population of microbes that can help educate and balance your immune system. I am lucky enough to live on a farm now, and I can tell you being around all these natural microbes has made my immune system stronger than ever. If you don't have a garden, even a few pots on a balcony will do. Go for walks in a park or a forest. Make a conscious effort to spend time in nature, at least 3 times a week. It's not just good for your soul, it's a vital training session for your body. Now, while reconnecting with the earth, we can harness one of its most powerful forces to reset our internal clocks. This leads us to crucial secret number 4, mastering your light cycles. In the modern world, we live in a state of perpetual twilight. We are indoors under artificial light all day, and we stare at bright screens right up until we go to sleep. This constant, unchanging light environment completely confuses our ancient biology. Our bodies are designed to respond to the bright, full-spectrum light of the morning sun and the gentle, dimming light of the evening. A chief difficulty is that a lack of bright morning light fails to send the strong wake up and be alert signal to our brain and body. Even worse, bright artificial light at night actively blocks the production of melatonin, our crucial sleep hormone. Our fascinating report from the World Health Organization even classified night shift work as a probable carcinogen, simply because of how profoundly it disrupts our body's natural rhythms. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it severely impacts your blood sugar, your mood, and your immune function. Here's a powerful analogy. Think of your body's entire operating system, your hormones, your energy, your digestion, as a grand orchestra. This orchestra has a conductor located in your brain called the circadian clock. For the music to be beautiful and harmonious, the conductor needs a clear, strong cue to start the performance each morning. That cue is morning sunlight. But when we stay indoors under dim artificial light, it's like the conductor is trying to lead the orchestra from backstage in a dimly lit room. The musicians can't see the cues clearly, the timing is off, some instruments play too loudly, others too softly, and the result is chaos. This chaos is what we feel as fatigue, mood swings, and poor metabolic health. Therefore, we must give our conductor a clear, unmistakable signal every single day. The answer is a 2-part, non-negotiable daily ritual. First, within 60 minutes of waking up, go outside for at least 10 minutes. You don't need to stare at the sun. Just being outside, even on a cloudy day, allows the specific frequencies of morning light to enter your eyes and signal to your brain that the day has begun. This single act can increase melatonin production later that night. Second, 90 minutes before bed, begin what I call your light-down routine. Dim the lights in your home. Turn off bright overhead lights and use lamps instead. Put away the screens. This signals to your brain that the day is ending, allowing melatonin to rise naturally. And try to be consistent with your wake-up time, 7 days a week. Your body thrives on rhythm. Mastering your light cycles is one of the most powerful and free health hacks available to us. Okay, we've cleaned up our environment and reset our internal clocks. Now we must address how and when we fuel our bodies. This brings us to a transformative practice, our game-changing habit number 3, embracing the eating window. For most of human history, food was not available 24/7. There were natural periods of fasting between meals and even days where food was scarce. Our bodies are brilliantly adapted to this cycle of feast and famine. In stark contrast, The modern eating pattern is constant grazing. We eat from the moment we wake up until right before we sleep. What occurs is that every time you eat, especially carbohydrates, you trigger the release of a hormone called insulin. Insulin's job is to move sugar out of your blood and into your cells. But when we are eating constantly, we are sending out wave after wave of insulin all day long. Over time, our cells become deaf to insulin's signal, a condition known as insulin resistance, which is the direct precursor to type 2 diabetes and a driver of widespread inflammation. To understand this, imagine your cells are like a busy front door to a home. Insulin is the mailman. In a healthy scenario, the mailman, insulin, rings the doorbell once or twice a day to deliver a package, sugar. You hear the bell, you open the door, and you accept the package. Easy. However, in a modern eating pattern, the mailman starts ringing your doorbell every 15 minutes all day and all night. After a while, you get annoyed and overwhelmed. You stop answering the door. You put on headphones to ignore the constant ringing. This is insulin resistance. The mailman is still there, ringing the bell louder and louder. Your pancreas pumps out more insulin, but you're not listening anymore. All those undelivered packages, the sugar, are left piling up on your front porch, which is your bloodstream. Therefore, the solution isn't to get a louder doorbell. It's to give the mailman a proper schedule. This is where an eating window comes in. It simply means consolidating all of your meals into a specific period of the day, for example, an 8-hour window, and fasting for the remaining 16 hours. For most people, this just means finishing dinner a bit earlier and skipping a late-night snack, and maybe pushing breakfast back a bit. A 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. eating window, or a 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. window, are both fantastic places to start. This gives your body a much-needed 16-hour break from digestion and from producing insulin. It allows your cells to become sensitive to insulin again. It is one of the most effective ways to improve metabolic health, reduce inflammation, and even trigger cellular cleanup processes. A great simple rule to add to this is to stop eating at least 4 hours before you go to sleep. Going to bed on a full stomach is one of the biggest disruptors of quality sleep. Now we've fixed when you eat. It's time to talk about what you should be eating within that window, which leads us to a crucial piece of ancestral wisdom. This is our vital truth number 2, rewilding your gut. The diversity of our gut microbiome, the trillions of friendly bacteria living in our digestive tract, is one of the most important pillars of our overall health. These microbes help us digest food, manufacture vitamins, regulate our immune system, and even influence our mood. Our ancestors had massively diverse microbiomes from eating a wide variety of real, unprocessed, and often fermented foods. But today, our modern, sterilized, and processed diet has decimated this inner ecosystem. We pasteurize our dairy, sanitize our vegetables, and consume foods that are actively harmful to our gut bacteria. A weak and non-diverse microbiome presents a significant vulnerability, acting like an untrained and understaffed security force for your body. It allows harmful substances to leak through the gut wall into the bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation, which underlies so many chronic conditions. Let's use an analogy here. Think of your gut lining as a beautiful, tightly woven tapestry. The individual threads are your gut cells, and the vibrant, intricate pattern is your diverse microbiome. This tapestry is meant to be a strong, intelligent barrier, deciding what nutrients get absorbed and what toxins or undigested food particles are kept out. But a diet of processed foods, sugar, and a lack of fermented foods is like throwing bleach and acid on that tapestry. The colors fade, the patterns disappear, you lose diversity, and the threads themselves start to fray and break, leaving holes in the barrier. This is a leaky gut, and through those holes, all sorts of inflammatory particles can pass directly into your body's circulation, forcing your immune system into a state of constant, high alert. Consequently, to heal the body, we must first repair and reweave this inner tapestry. The key is to become a gardener for your gut, and the best way to do that is to reintroduce fermented foods into your diet. Things like sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, or plain unsweetened yogurt are packed with beneficial probiotics. Try to have a small amount of something fermented with at least one meal a day. It's like planting new healthy seeds in your inner garden, And those seeds need fertilizer, which are prebiotic fibers found in foods like garlic, onions, and even unsweetened chocolate. Adding these back into your diet provides the fuel your good bacteria need to thrive and rebuild that strong protective tapestry. And now we arrive at our final and most important revelation. We have built the foundation. We've cleaned our environment, reset our clocks, managed our eating windows, and started to heal our gut. But all of this good work can be undone by one single pervasive force in the modern food supply. Peeling back this final layer brings us to the very heart of the matter. This is our ultimate game-changing revelation number 1. Declare a war on ultra-processed foods. This is it. This is the core of the mismatch between our ancient genes and our modern world. Over 50% of the calories consumed by adults in the United States now come from ultra-processed foods. These are not real foods. They are industrially formulated concoctions of refined grains, sugars, unhealthy seed oils, and chemical additives, designed in a lab to be hyper-palatable and addictive. The fundamental challenge here is that our bodies are not equipped to handle these substances. They create massive nutrient deficiencies because they are devoid of real vitamins and minerals. They spike our blood sugar and insulin to levels never before seen in human history, and the polyunsaturated fatty acids from the seed oils used to make them, like soy, corn, and canola oil, drive inflammation at a cellular level. It was the junk food and seed oils that filled my own body with so much arthritis in my 20s. These so-called foods are the primary driver of the chronic disease epidemic. To truly grasp the danger, let's use one final critical analogy. Imagine your body's biology is a magnificent ancient castle built over thousands of years to withstand specific known threats from nature. Your genes are the castle's blueprints. Real food, meats, vegetables, fruits, are the natural building materials the castle was designed to use for repairs: stone, wood, and iron. Now imagine a slick salesman shows up with a new, cheap, amazing-looking building material. This is ultra-processed food. It looks like stone, but it's actually made of compressed sand, glue, and chemical polymers. So you start using it to patch the castle walls. At first, it seems fine. But with the first big storm, this fake material doesn't just crumble. It dissolves into a toxic sludge that seeps into the castle's foundation, poisoning the water supply and weakening the entire structure from within. This is what ultra-processed food does to your body. It isn't just neutral, it is actively destructive. Therefore, the single most powerful, impactful, and revolutionary thing you can do for your health is to evict this toxic building material from your life. The most direct action is beautifully simple in its instruction, though it requires commitment. Make a non-negotiable rule: no ultra-processed foods in the house. If it comes in a crinkly bag or a box with a long list of ingredients you can't pronounce, it doesn't belong in your pantry. This single decision forces you to limit restaurant and fast food meals where these ingredients hide. It compels you to cook with real, single-ingredient foods. This one act is the ultimate reset. It stops the primary source of the inflammation, the insulin resistance, and the nutrient deficiencies that are the root cause of almost all chronic disease. And there you have it, our ultimate revelation. It isn't a magic pill or a complicated device. It's a return to the way of living that our bodies have always known. So we've covered so much ground today. We started by creating our personal sanctuary with essential habit number 6. We moved on to reconnecting with nature through key strategy number 5. We learned to master our internal clocks with crucial secret number 4. And we transformed our metabolism by embracing the eating window as our game-changing habit number 3. We then began to heal from the inside out by rewilding our gut, our vital truth number 2. And all of this culminates in our most powerful principle, our ultimate game-changing revelation. Number 1. Declaring a war on ultra-processed foods. Each one of these is a stepping stone. Each one empowers you to take back control from a world that has in many ways become unhealthy by default. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Perhaps it was the simple power of morning sunlight, or maybe it was the final, eye-opening revelation about ultra-processed foods. I would truly love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. Your story and your journey matter. If you found this exploration valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly does help others in our community find this information. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into health and wellness. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and never stop believing in your body's incredible ability to heal.